Hello to my Scorpios. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. All right, Scorpios, this reading is going to carry us out to the end of May. So whenever you see this, it's going to carry us out to the end of May. We have a new moon in Gemini on Tuesday, I believe the 27th. Yeah. And so get yourselves prepared for that. When you watch this video, the moon will be in Aries. And so Aries is ruled by Mars, which is the Tower card, right? So protect your energy this weekend. Protect your energy this weekend because Mars is the fighting planet. It's the masculine planet. And you all are a divine feminine sign. And so if you're dealing with people who get a first impression about you and people are trying to close out cycles. Remember, we had a full moon in Scorpio. We had a full moon in your sign. Is a full flower moon in your sign, and your ruling planet, the Judgment card, is retrograde. It's retrograde until October 5th, 14th. So people could get the wrong idea. First impression, they could think you're judging them, whether it's a teenager who thinks you're judging them by their hair, or somebody could think you're judging them by the car they're driving or whatever, get the wrong impression about something. So listen, hey, drink your water and mind your business. Keep it high vibrational as much as you can, right? And so, in other words, try to stay drama free as much as you can, okay? So let's get right into it. Let's get into it. Yeah. Make sure you know what your moon sign is as well. Make sure you know what your moon sign as well, because when you're trying to close out cycles, you're trying to really get yourself ready for the new you, new moon, new you. We have a new moon in Gemini. And Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the communication planet. And you're trying to really learn how you communicate, how other people receive communication around you, and that kind of thing. So I'm grateful for everything. Just be grateful for everything. Because a lot of secrets have come out. Scorpio is people consider you all as a secretive zodiac sign. So a lot of secrets have come out. A lot of people may have known things about you all that you didn't know that they knew about you. Maybe they didn't care. Maybe they loved you anyway. You may be like, oh, I didn't know they knew that. And they hold on to it all that time. Maybe they didn't care. Maybe people just didn't care. Maybe they just loved you regardless, right? Maybe it didn't make a difference. So anyway, let's get into it. So the overarching question for just everybody's read, for not prayed over everybody's cards, is just like, is there anything that the ego is like kind of blocking you from just kind of knowing? I mean, just is stopping you from growing in places? Like, are you edging God out of any area of your life? Ego edging God out of any area of your life that's hindering your own growth? Any secrets that you feel like are hindering your growth in any area of your life, so that the enemy can use against you? And the enemy is only within. It's not anybody else. So, for example, if your moon sign is an earth sign, so if your moon sign is a Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, what the enemy will attack would be your physical existence. That would be your stability, your security, your vitality, your loyalty, your prosperity, your patience, your tenacity, your career success, right? So if the enemy feels like it can use anything against you that's going to attack your money, your physical appearance, anything from their past, they have letters on you, who you used to date, those kind of things, which could tie into sacral chakra energy. And they feel like, oh, do they know this about you? Do they know that about you? To shut you up, to keep you quiet about some things. They feel like, okay, you getting paid some money, you're getting older up in age, be quiet, and it could put somebody else's life or something in danger, and you just sitting there quiet. Well, I mean, I just, I do got to pay bills and all of this other stuff. Somebody knows something. So sources saying something could come out and actually throw you into a karmic cycle. So, or if your moon sign is Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, then what the enemy will attack would be your creativity, right? And that could mean your wide emotional range, joy, sexuality, your fertility, your pleasure, like promiscuity. If somebody knows something about your past where you're promiscuous, so a lot of secrets are coming out about a lot of people, whether it's true or not. People will choose to believe what they want to believe, right? Or if your moon sign is a fire sign, as Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, um, the enemy will try to attack your personal power and your identity, right? And so, yeah, that would be your power, your energy, your confidence, your charisma, your will, your motivation, your mental clarity, your levity. So, anytime you feel like you want to get excited about something, what does the enemy try to do? Stomp on that excitement about something, right? So, by bullying you or whatever. So, 555, major changes are ahead. Get your mindset right for what's to come. Something is coming down the pike. About 3 situations. So your angels are alerting you to new energy coming your way. Change can be seen as a negative thing, but with the right mindset and the right alignment to your goals, it's actually your angels' way of readjusting your life to fit your desires. Life will look different when you get what you want. Take a shower or bath using water to purify your mind and body and promote your mental alignment with the great things that are on their way to you, right? So somebody has a feeling something is coming. Somebody has a feeling something is coming that's going to change the course of everything, right? You have a feeling that something is coming. Because as we get close to closing out cycles and this moon being in Aries, people have a first impression about people. People feel like, remember, Aries card is the God card, right? And that somebody may have been playing God in somebody's life. And there's kind of been an obsession with people playing God in people's lives. And people have just been kind of sitting around like, you know, well, I don't want to say anything. I'm just going to keep everything a secret. I'm just being quiet, just kind of seeing how things play out. So source is saying that's not always the best. It's not always the best to see there, especially if there's other people involved and people could be getting hurt. Especially your card is your rule by judgment card is currently retrograde. Judgment card was connected with the judgment card is an obsession, and it's also death, rebirth, right? And like stunting, not just stunting people's growth, but stopping people's growth, almost like to a point where just making people feel so low and worthless. And it may not even be you. You could be around people. You could be chained to people like that. It takes a chain reaction. That's why you see 555. Something could take a chain reaction. Like, oh my God, I sat here and I knew I should. My mind was telling me I should have. What the heck? I should have spoken up. I should have said something. I should have said something. I should have said something. So 555 is coming out for a reason. Coming out for a reason. So what Source is trying to help people learn how to do is not let everything be so intense, for you all. Like I said, you all are a pretty intense zodiac sign, but Source is trying to help you all not to that scorpion sting, sting yourselves to death, by staying connected to other people's karma, because you're sitting there going, well, I mean, I'm grateful for everything. And the great I am inside of you is saying, okay, you're letting other people, contaminate your judgment about something. So let's see, you're kind of edging God out. And that's what being around people who have a God complex will make you do. They will contaminate you, being around those energies, laughing, drinking around those energies, kikiing and all of that. So that's the energy I'm picking up on so far. 6 of Cups. Yeah. See this person right here? So something was you don't look like what you've been through, right? Something about you don't look like what you've been through, right? So it's like a person who is um it's like when somebody was young, it's like you saw somebody in the house like kind of restricted in a house. um they were restricted for a reason, maybe people because they have so many spiritual gifts. It almost feel like they were um because something was done behind someone's back that you were aware of, that you're aware of. Something with their mental health was done behind someone's back. And um, this is something that somebody saw when they were younger, right? Remember, I was talking about how the enemy will attack people's moon sign, because that speaks to your emotion, like your what waters you. We had a moon in a full moon in Scorpio, right? And it speaks to Scorpio. Not to say that your moon sign is Scorpio, but that's where people will attack your intimacy and your emotions, right? And so that's your creativity, wide range of emotions, joy, sexuality, fertility, pleasure. And so people will attack your promiscuity, codependency, lack of emotional control, bladder problems, um, joint problems, dehydration, resistance to change, you know, uh, sexual rigidity, fertility issues, genital problems, all those things, right? So somebody saw this happening between the ages of 8 years old and 14 years old, where people were outside and somebody had to kind of stay indoors, right? So, and saw what it did to someone, saw what it did to someone and saw what it actually did to you. Somebody saw that, and it's a part of you just kind of like, wow, it like put a rebirth in you, like death rebirth in you, and how people judge somebody. It did something to you as a child. And here we go again. Somebody's being judged again, for that, because they were resistant to some kind of a change or something. And something was done behind someone's back. Something was done behind someone's back. Here we had the Temperance card. And sources saying you have an ability to see something from a higher frequency and triangulation, and something about a community, a particular community of people, right, that judges people. The Temperance card connects us with the LGBTQIA plus community, which turns people off just in general. Just but that A could also mean adultery or an adulterer, even though it's asexual. Um, but something about that community in particular is very triggering for a lot of people, right? And so something where a person may not have been like, people may have been talking about somebody where people just felt like, people need to stay in the house and away from people because you can't really trust people, or people could have been saying certain things, or like, people may have taken someone's kids away, from somebody, or called, something on somebody, whatever, some kind of major changes are happening. And so sources saying you have an ability to see something from a higher frequency because you saw something. I don't know if somebody works in mental health or what the situation is going on here, but somebody is now grateful for everything. And so major changes are happening. Major, major, major changes are happening as a result of something that was done behind someone's back. Here we have temptations. There's a Capricorn involved in something, and we have the wheel of the year. So something is happening this year, and somebody is, like I said, on top of something. Somebody's on top of something, like somebody's on top of it, like somebody is like, now shuffling, like really getting going, like doing something, like somebody's not just sitting on something. Now somebody's like, okay, I need to do something, like I need to take some kind of action. I see something from a higher frequency now. I'm not just, because somebody doesn't look like what they've been through. Somebody does not look like what they've been through. Somebody's seeing a major change because something happened behind closed doors. Something happened to somebody, and somebody doesn't look like what they've been through. So, yeah, here's the Seven of Wands here, and so something is being closed out. Somebody can defend their decision and move on with something and just close something out, because there's a Saturn return happening here. Saturn return is when a major life change has happened, like where people expect people to just grow up, like, which is sad. A parent could have moved away, somebody could have gone away to college, somebody could have gone through a divorce, somebody could have gotten married, like people are expecting people to just grow up. Like, for instance, here you see the separation here, right? Somebody is here and you see this little kid here. That's basically like somebody saying, okay, this person's hand is being, reaching up here. Basically, somebody reach up, like grow up, where this person has somebody here with them. Basically, somebody is basically telling somebody else, you got to grow up. Like you gotta figure stuff out. Like no matter what a person's age is, like you're at a certain age, you should have had it figured out by now. Unfair, unfair, unfair. So some major changes are happening. So something is being closed out. Something is being fulfilled. Here we have the Six of Wands here. But somebody was all just in it to win something. Somebody just wanted to be in, somebody wanted to be on center stage. They wanted to just separate two energies. And so somebody is now going back on something. Here we have 7, where something was closed out. Now somebody is going back to 6 and starting to see how people can hold on to some kind of fire shut up in their bones. And again, we're talking about fire. Somebody's moon could have been in fire, like it could have been in the basic need for fire. That's Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Somebody's moon could have been in that with significance. Somebody had this need to feel significant to a point where they had to put a wedge between two energies, had to put a wedge between two energies and basically telling somebody they need to grow up, right? And that something in them died. That's what the Six of Cups is. Six of Cups is the Scorpio. Scorpio's card is the death card. Something in them died, because somebody felt the need, two energies felt the need to put a wedge between two people during a Saturn return, Madre Tierra. Somebody's, some kind of a Saturn return. This is Mother Earth, where a major life change happened, where somebody was trying to enforce boundaries. That's what the World card is. It's like enforcing some boundaries, and something in somebody died, and people were basically like forcing somebody to grow up fast. That's what fire is. It's like quickly grow up fast, because somebody needed to feel, these two energies needed to feel significant. So, and so major changes have happened. Major changes have happened, right? Somebody had a God complex. This is the Emperor card. This is an Aries. So there's an Aries involved in something. And so you could have Aries in your birth chart, but Aries rules first house. First house is about first impression. And so that is for you is prayer warrior. And so something about you is a prayer warrior. So something in you, a baton has been passed down to you as to take some kind of action, because people sort of looked at you as like just kind of just sitting back and just being in receiving mode. You can take a lot, but now something in you has been reborn. Prayer warrior has been reborn, because you seeing how something has died in somebody's child or children, and now you're like, okay, I need to take some kind of action and pray. Well, actually it's somebody's child, because you got somebody here, but you have somebody here missing their mother. That's somebody's mother is missing. That's what this is. All because two people need to be the center of attention. So some major changes are happening because somebody felt like, okay, somebody needed some karma. Somebody wanted to be play God and be somebody's karma. We're not each other's gods. So somebody felt like they needed to be justice. So for whatever reason, so I don't know. I don't know. This could be you. This could be you. Where somebody felt like they needed to separate you from, your parents. Somebody could have thought that you had this kind of princess or prince or whatever kind of attitude, like you were kind of this spoiled person, you were traveling, you were, whatever the case may be. But something about this for you is relatable, where you may have been separated. People told you to grow up fast or whatever. Something about this for you doesn't sit well with you. Um, because people just want to separate people just in this competitive kind of not caring about whoever child is. You don't, because everybody has an inner child. It's not necessarily about little kids, because everybody has an inner child, right? And somebody wanted this person to just be flexible. Okay, you just supposed to adapt. You supposed to adjust. Just adapt, adjust it, like while somebody's playing God, and just discipline somebody if they wouldn't. This right here, discipline. And something in them just died. Like they just went right into zombified mode. Yep. But somebody was determined to bring a dark side out of them in the house. Somebody was just determined behind closed doors. Somebody was determined to bring the dark side of them out. Something just died in them. And people just sat there and watched. This is what this is. People put a lot of energy into bringing a zombie out of somebody, just like zapping somebody until they just went into zombie mode. Yep. So, yep, until somebody just bent to somebody's will, all for a star. Yep. Until somebody's star just died. Until somebody just went overboard. So that's what I'm just saying. Something in somebody, something in somebody just didn't even want to even be that anymore. So, yeah. Yep. So somebody's at an impasse right now. Something went way too far. Here's the Nine of Swords here. Something has just been a complete nightmare for two people, all because people wanted to just see how far something could go. Obsessed. Yeah, obsessed. Yep, obsessed with playing God. So something about somebody finding out something when they were younger about you, Scorpio. What? Speaking of the Temperance card, that's what I was going to say earlier. Somebody said something in the cards, like somebody was saying somebody's demon was you were part of the LGBTQIA plus community. Something happened behind closed doors with you and somebody, meaning like that's a part of somebody's rebirth. Like maybe when somebody was, like maybe a young adult, maybe like somebody's um, first experience was with the same gender. Like I'm talking to a woman, like somebody's first experience as a young adult, like somebody was treated like a princess behind closed doors. I'm talking to men and women, but in this particular case here in the cards, and that kind of sort of went throughout the family. So yeah, and I feel like somebody kind of kept that. Somebody knew that. A younger person in the family knew that. They never judged anybody. They just people just knew. There's something about you, like I said, Scorpios don't look like what they've been through. This is a Six of Cups. Scorpios don't look like what they've been through, just in general. But I feel like somebody always looked up to you. Somebody in your family always looked up to you. I'm not talking to a woman. Not I'm talking to women Scorpios now. Even though this reading is for men and women Scorpios, but somebody's always looked up to you in the family. And they may have even become a part of that community, but they've always looked up to you. Um, they may be a part of that community, not because of that, but they may be a part of that community. But they may have known that since they were younger. They may have heard it. I mean, people in the family and just every family talk, right? Somebody could have been in an impasse at some point, could be just waking up from their own nightmares or whatever, of just seeing stuff. Just like, but now somebody's kind of going back and just like, okay, these two energies are holding on to some kind of darkness within themselves, um, trying to play light, one trying to play dark, but they both like attention, like they like to be the center of attention, they like to compete with energies, but something died in somebody, like whatever somebody was like excited about before and creating, they no longer want to create it anymore. They no longer want to create it anymore. Somehow somebody in the family was looking up to you, looking at the cards here, and I'm talking to men and women, Scorpio. Somehow, because we're starting out with water here, and water is creativity, but somehow somebody was looking up to you to kind of be inspired to take some kind of action. Like somebody was like looking to Scorpio to just kind of see something from a higher frequency. But something was like somebody was just going along with the flow. But I feel like you're gonna take some kind of action now. Something is going to put a blaze up under you or something. Something is going to put a fire. Or you either going to see something because I'm looking at water. Water is reflective. Either you're going to watch something on social media. A message is going to come across. You're going to see a blimp fly across the sky. Something's going to happen where you're going to watch or see or hear something that's going to just, inspire you to take some kind of action, to get moving, to do something, to end something, to cause a tower, a legal tower, to close out a cycle. Yeah, to bring light to something, to bring light to something because, this death card and this God card is a tower. These two right here are towers. These two cards right here are towers. But somebody's now going to bring light to something because there's something having to do with someone's sun. Because I'm seeing this sun and this moon and this earth here. It's either you have a son, you could be a man or a woman, it doesn't really matter, but either you have a son or brother, dad, somebody, a man in your life, whether you're a man or woman, it doesn't really matter. But something having to do with something becoming to light. The sun illuminates the moon, obviously, something on a secret or something coming to light about somebody. Hmm. And somebody having a temper. Somebody's seeing this. Somebody has a temper, but this fire energy has a temper. These two have a temper. These two energies that like attention. Somebody saw something behind closed doors where somebody saw the two energies have a temper. They have a real bad temper. So somebody's now getting on top of something because somebody's starting to see like some kind of connection here because I'm feeling like somebody there's a guardian angel watching over something. There's some kind of a connection here. Because I'm seeing the death card. The Six of Cups obviously is your card, Scorpio, but like, so a connection could be like there's a reason why people have, like the temper, like some kind of trigger or something is happening because something died in somebody. It's almost like somebody forced somebody to grow up, like they were mad at something else, like something else was underlying, with something like something made somebody so mad. And then we seen this card right here, like somebody reminded somebody of something, like you remind me of, like somebody said, you remind me of say so mad, you remind me of such and such and such. They so, like just frustrated and just disciplining somebody for nothing. So somebody is now like, okay, like maybe somebody say shaking themselves out of something, like somebody's just snapping out of a trance or something. There's somebody looking at the duality of something of like Two of Swords is like almost like a person is just being blindsided and just waking up out of their own nightmares. Here's the Ten of Pentacles here. So somebody is trying to, leave. Two people are trying to leave behind a legacy. It's like you and somebody are trying to leave behind some kind of a legacy. Here we have the Knight of Swords here. Um, and that's not the type of legacy you want to leave behind. Somebody definitely does not want to leave a legacy behind of not thinking fast enough because you see some kind of violence, happening with somebody who seem like they just want to run away, like you seeing a tower happening, like somebody having a total recall and they just froze. because it just stuck in dark magician energy. They just stuck in a state of confusion, stuck in a state of confusion of what they're hearing, because some, these two energies feel like it's their way or the highway. They got two emperor energies that just have this God complex, and it's like these three. It's like three bullies, 555. It's like these. This is like a like Taurus, like these energies they're stuck on, just like bullying somebody, and if you just like saw somebody, something in somebody just died. Like this. That's all I can say in the card. Somebody feel like somebody is living a prince's life, and somebody just seeing somebody getting bullied, and you just see somebody literally in, you could just see in them, it's just like the color just like behind their, it's like behind their eyes, just like it's just not even, just like a shell of a person. Is a high priestess, and something in you shifted from, okay, I can handle a whole lot of, stuff emotionally, okay, to like a light turned on inside of you. So somebody is now taking some kind of action. Somebody is now waking up and taking some kind of action, some kind of swift action. Something about somebody who rode a motorcycle is significant here, because now somebody is like, and the Eight of Swords is like, I feel like somebody has maybe experienced so much so many transitions in their life, like so much death in their lives, that they're still like in a trance almost. Like somebody has experienced so much mourning and grief in their lives that they're still almost like still trying to process something. But now somebody's like switching into fast thinking, learning how to defend their beliefs, learning how to speak up, learning how to speak up. Right here we had the King of Swords. Now somebody's getting clear headed. Now somebody's getting clear. But somebody's been, three people have been bullying somebody. They just, something in them just, they just checked out. Somebody checked out. Yeah, but somehow Source needs you to be a prayer warrior, because somebody's demons took over. Yeah. That's the devil card. Devil in the major arcana is like the devil is in the details. And so somebody's like the devil really has somebody bound. I don't know who I'm talking to here, but like I said, you want to know what your moon sign is, because your moon sign is exactly what the devil is attacking. So like I said, if your moon sign is a earth sign, and you don't need your time of birth, you just need to know what your, I have a link for birth charts below all of my videos in the description. If your moon sign is a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, the devil will attack your stability, your security, your vitality, your loyalty, your prosperity, your patience, your tenacity, your career success. If anything in the physical realm, your money, your kids, your whatever, it'll attack all those physical things, your money, your house, your cars, your kids, whatever. And so somebody could have had every physical thing taken away from them from somebody that they love, right? And told, you need to grow up. Like this person right here behind these bars right here. Somebody could have threatened somebody, we're going to put somebody that you love in jail, and that could have immediately sent somebody right into zombie bill over some freaking lie that somebody told, right? That could have instantly taken somebody out of here because somebody wanted to do a destiny swap. That's what a destiny swap is. Two people could have, just because they want to be a center of attention, could instantly, this right here, Eight of Swords is a destiny swap. We're gonna have somebody mentally put away in a hospital somewhere because somebody was going through a Saturn return. How cruel! Well, I tell you, I don't know who put this together, but some major changes are happening here, and so that's what sources say. Get your mindset right for what's to come, because court is coming up. Yep, court is coming up. A major change is happening. But something was done behind someone's back, and they're about to fight. I don't know who this is, but somebody is coming in with big blazing. I don't know who it is. Two energies, whoever these two energies are. It could be two fire energies coming at you. I don't know who they are, but they coming in. They coming in hot. The two energies did something behind somebody's back. So everybody's sitting there, you know, back straight, don't want to admit that they have temptations, while somebody's child was in zombified mode, because everybody has an inner child and everybody's just sitting there. I'm telling you, every adult, I don't care if you're 99 years old, everybody has an inner child. Everybody was just sitting there on confused mode. I don't know whose child. Anyway, you will get there. So you can't force flowers to grow or plants to sprout. Be patient and respect that everything happens in its own way, in its own time. So I don't know what was going on with people, but there's two fire energies here. All they cared about was just being the center of attention. So um, I feel like for you, Scorpio, if this is you, you about to come out swinging, because this could be your child, and it's two fire signs that felt like they needed to be the center of attention, and you could have been grieving and mourning something, and they could have cared less. All they cared about was being the center of attention and bullying somebody, and they just, and if you were grieving and mourning and all they cared about was being the center of attention, and they aligned themselves with an organization, because that's what this is. Somebody did something behind your back with an organization, and that's part of their legacy. That's part of somebody's legacy. They did something with an organization. Let them explain it to the judge. Here we have whatever you wish. That's what the next question is. Whatever you wish. When you lessen the importance of problems and suffering, life will swing back into balance. Stop the struggle and feel peace. The world responds to you. These two energies did something to somebody's child. They could have been a boy or girl behind closed doors, because they have anger management issues when somebody was a kid. They have anger management issues, and something came back around. It came. This is what a card is. What is the card? These two energies like to play God in people's lives. Something came. They have anger issues. Like they do stuff. Like whoever these two energies are, their demons come out real fast and real swift. They have tempers. These two energies. These are family members. They like to bring judgment down on people's kids. They have a God complex. They don't care if the parents are around. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you babysit somebody's kids and you leave your kids over somebody's house, they just pow like real fast, like and grow up. You need to grow up, like instead. So something happened. You could have been on vacation or something like that. They like to do stuff, but something, whatever they did to somebody's child behind, it just sent them right. Somebody saw something, and just everybody just sat there like zombies. Everybody just sat there like zombies. But something, it could have been a literal death, and I hope that didn't happen to somebody. But it also could have been a death of just like, it just sent somebody into just like literally a rebirth, like something in them died, just almost like it's just they like just living a nightmare. They don't even know who they are when they look in the mirror anymore. All because who's there around there to help them? Nobody. So somebody's letting something be. If you need to solve a problem, ask yourself, what is the simplest way to proceed? When you call forth the simplest path, it appears, and vice versa. But some people on there, I'm telling y'all, looking at these cards right here, some people they're in a fight. They get ready. It's about to be a big, big fight. It's about to be a big fight. And I'm talking about legal fight. That's what this is. Because how do people justify disciplining somebody else's kids? Yeah. Mm-mm. These two energies right here. Yeah, divine connection. And people sat around and watched this. That's what this is. That's what this is. Yep. This is like somebody has tempers. They like physically like hit somebody. Mm-hmm. 300. Divine connection. The mind, body, and spirit unite. Your angels acknowledge that you have an intense connection to the divine right now. The unity of your mind, body, and spirit creates a conduit for spirit messages. Sit in meditation with your hands on your third eye chakra, the center of your forehead right now. Repeat this mantra a few times until it begins to sink in. I trust my abilities. Yeah, 300. So, um, 3 is the number for inspiration. Obviously, 00 would be like, um, like closing out, cycles, like leaving something behind, like, leaving distractions behind, like leaving distractions behind. But yeah, 6 of Cups is like really like inherited gifts. It really is like somebody has inherited. It's like people think about inheriting gifts is like physical in the physical realm, but somebody has inherited the gift of like something was passed down to you. Like somebody's inherited a lot of spiritual gifts. Like somebody could have inherited all the clairs, clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairsentience, clairaudience, clair I don't know if they'll say clairvoyance, all the other ones, right? But somebody has this like one, you don't look like what you've been through, and then somebody has this kind of like this princess kind of you know um kind of way about them. It- I'm kind of picking it with prince or princess, with a man or woman doesn't really matter. But somebody kind of has this kind of um kind of this even if you don't make a whole lot of money, it's kind of like the type of person that would, like, even if you shopped at the dollar store, like something about your energy would almost make it look like you, I don't even know how I could kind of explain it because I've seen people, there's some nice things at the dollar store. I mean, they do. Certain things you can buy at the dollar store is a really nice things. It just depends on what you buy. It depends on what you buy. Certain things you buy at the dollar store, I mean, certain things you buy at the dollar store is nice. Yeah. Yeah. Certain things you buy at the dollar store are nice. So, yeah. Yeah. But like I said, looking at your cards here, hmm, I just feel like like I said, somebody wants so bad to bring down like a tower on, because you inherited high priestess gifts. That's what I'm seeing here. This is what you inherited. You inherit, and people demonize that. People demonize like your gift and somebody else's gifts. Like somebody like they almost saw it as like you were like, I don't even know how to word it. Might demonize the fact that you had your intuition. It's almost like people look at, oh, that's so dark, and that's that's anyway. That's your reading. That's your reading. Yeah, because the devil card came out twice, but a major change is happening here. Yeah, major change is happening here because yeah, these two energies, they like talking about people being on a high horse so much. They like, oh, this person thinks they're better than everybody, and they think this and they think that, and all of this other stuff. But people don't, like, they want to be determined to bring out, it's almost like people who just like, want to be around people and just want to enlighten people about everybody else's dark side. But somehow they want to, anyway, here we go. Y'all get the point. You get the point. So anyway, that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. All right, bye.